What's going on, guys? This is JT here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. I'm here with my man Scary is Kano. I'm actually sharing his screen right now. He is going to go over the Rite of Exile and how we have it set up in game as well. So I'm going to go ahead and give the floor to my man Scary, and let's go ahead and check out this process.
Yeah, so this was something that we didn't really understand until we got into it on Saturday. So in the very back of the Immortal areas where you sign up for the Rite of Exile, you just go straight up to the door. There's the little hand icon. This is the menu that everybody should get.
Yes.
And you just click on the sign up, and that's how most members sign up. The difference, though, is that the officers have the ability to look at rosters and edit them.
Sure.
So after we built everything in Excel, we
One
started
quick
putting
question,
our
just so
players-
everybody knows. When you say the officers can make adjustments, is that officers of all three clans, or is that officers of only one time?
I think it's all three, but
Okay.
we haven't done the science behind that one yet.
Okay. Okay. I was just wondering.
Yeah, everybody has just agreed that they'll let me do the stuff.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. That's perfect.
Which is fair.
Yes.
So what happens is that at the very beginning, as players sign up for the Rite, they choose their team that they want to be on. When they do that, there's like a 99% chance that they're not signing up for the team they're actually going to be on.
Right.
So what I have to do is go in and you press the edit button. There's your little check boxes here.
Yep.
And that shows who's on your team. What I do is for all 10 teams, I uncheck everybody, and it dumps them all into the reserve list.
Okay. So in the reserve list, that's actually players that you haven't placed on a team or players that have signed up that might not be used, correct?
Correct, yeah. So I put all everybody. So, it's just this huge pile of players in the reserve list. And then I start going through it by teams and power. You'll see that it sorts. There's a couple automatic sort features you can either do by prestige or life and damage rating.
Yeah.
So that gives you a little bit of idea of who is stronger and who's weaker on a team. So if you wanted to build rosters that way, you could.
Sure.
But again, it's a little bit more difficult trying to figure out some of the stuff here.
Exactly.
So after I dump all 10 teams into the reserve list, I start by going to the match that's going to pull the highest rated players out. So, for example, this is your team, JT.
Sure.
When we go and edit it, it's already doing that life and damage rating. So all of your members, or a lot of your members, would be at the top of the list.
Gotcha.
So that way, there's not a way to search by name, and there's not a way to otherwise sort this. It's really not ideal, but
right.
Yeah, so I try to pull by kind of like the group of strain. So I go through and I add whoever's on, and then we lock it that way. And I do that for all 10 teams. You'll see that there's a couple people that still need to sign up. I will get them added when we get there.
Sure.
So that is the big piece to this. There's one more piece that's just as important as this, and it's that 10 minutes before your roster gets locked process. So you have two options. As you see, when you open up this team roster, everybody's faces are colored in. You can't actually tell who's online or offline that way. If you click on their face, let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. So if it's grayed out here, invite to party, invite to warband, that means that they're offline.
Sure.
If you have the option to invite, that means that they're online.
Gotcha.
So that's one way to tell who is online and offline on a team.
Sure.
But that's kind of clunky, and you got to go through person by person. It's not great. So what we realized is that there's another tool in the Immortals. And inside the Immortals, there's a member area into groups. And I've added our rosters to our teams, and bang, JT's online, Nathaniel's online.
Right.
Nobody else is on this team.
Easy.
So, right, like, that way when we get close to our roster lock, all I have to do is go team by team and make sure that everybody's online.
Right.
And if they're not online, I'm going to drop them and add.
Right.
You know,
and also, we do require Discord for each one of our teams as well, which is set up. So all these teams will be in Discord. So it's pretty easy for us to kind of tell who's going to be here, who's not, because everybody at one time is like, oh, this guy's not online. Where's this guy? We need to replace him type deal. I saw that happening last time when I wasn't a part of the discussion when Dwezzle was missing one player. I think they fought with 7 players, I believe.
Yeah, they fought with 6, which was super unfortunate.
They fought with 6.
They still won, but yeah, it was a little rough. But this is the process that we've landed on to help manage that.
Sure.
Coming out of last week. So we didn't have this last week, but we have it this week.
Yeah.
And I think it'll work really well.
Is there anything else that you wanted to show within the Immortal Rite of Exile setup?
No, just like I said, make sure that your players are online more than the 10 minutes before roster lock.
Yes.
So that you can lock that. If you wait until the very end, you're just going to have unfilled slots on your team, and that makes it easier for the shadows to beat you.
For sure. I mean, you play with less players, right? You don't want to play with less players. You want all 8 players to be there for each team. That is relatively important. All right, man. Hey, thank you very much. I hope these videos, this style of video helps you guys out. I know it helps me or leads me to understanding exactly how Scary is going about this process. And he's doing one hell of a job, man. Can't thank him enough for doing this. Anyway, guys, we are out of here for now. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Peace out, fellas.